peaches, 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 I love you.
Welcome back to episode 3 of The Road to Varlamore. We are now just 2 weeks away from the release of Varlamore and all the new areas that come with it. This is my journey to obtain the new experimental weaponry and armour coming from the Perilous Moons dungeon on Rallis's Rise. I still need to obtain high defense armour in order to survive against the Nagawas, and I plan on completing this content on release, and this is going to be something you can do in a group. I will be inviting you guys to join me. So sit back, relax and enjoy the journey. One of the big barriers left to be able to comfortably complete multiple Barrows runs efficiently is level 83 magic. For the Barrows teleport, I decided I would start training this in the magic training arena as I lean towards obtaining Bones to Peaches and the Infinity Boots. I started in the graveyard room, of which I need a total of 320 points. But I was going to do this to 200 first and come back after unlocking the Bones to Peaches spell, since it is easy to keep HP topped up with the peaches that heal 8 HP instead of the bananas that only heal 2. I had read on the wiki that this was a safe death, so I attempted to suicide to save on food since I didn't have much stored. This was a bad idea. I lost half the points I earned, and since I couldn't find any information on how much is lost, I decided to just keep banking. During this grind, the timer was up for me to be able to join a group Ironman. Unfortunately, this decision locked my account to the node and I was unable to leave unless I picked a team to join or become a normal type account. I'm going to be joining a couple of players from the clan I am in, as they will be teaching me to boss down the line. However, I have the freedom to either go into a group with accounts I build myself or become a normal account. Either decision, I'm going to be completing the collection log and getting a max cape on this series. However, I'd love to hear what decisions you guys think I should do going forwards. Now that is all cleared up, let's get back to business. I finished up gathering the 200 graveyard points by depositing these final bananas. The next room to complete is the telekinetic room. Here, the object is to use telekinetic grab to pull a statue towards the goal point. Luckily, Runelight shows me where to stand to make this doable at a somewhat reasonable pace. I always hated this room as I messed up many times whenever I tried to do this before Runelight was a thing. Each puzzle you complete you gain 2 points, and the 5th puzzle in a row is worth 10, giving a total of 18 points per 5 puzzles. I needed a total of 320 points here, so I'll be staying for a little while. And with the power of editing, here, this room's completed. The 3rd room I completed was the enchantment room, since this one is the fastest. The highest enchantment spell I could use was level 68 charged Dragonstone. I found that if I collected the Dragonstones around the room, each spell was worth 10 points, but only 6 of them spawned. I looked at the other option, collecting from a stationary pile. It didn't seem to matter which pile I collected from, every spell gained me 5 points. Once I completed the inventory, I deposited them in the centre for a couple of runes. I gathered the 3200 points needed and was prepared for the final room. Alchemy. This room is where the bulk of the experience you gain is from. The idea is to find the pillar that has the item that's worth 30 coins, grab a couple and cast high alchemy before it resets. Every 100 coins made equals 1 point in the alchemy room once you deposit the coins. You also gain some bonus XP whenever you deposit them. Here I needed a total of 420 points. After a couple of hours, here is the final deposit. I made sure to reset my high alchemy warning on untradeable items to avoid turning something precious into GP in the future. With all that completed, it was time to purchase Bones to Peaches, and like a lady shopping, I went back to where it all started, the graveyard room, for the final 120 points so I could purchase the Infinity Boots. These boots will upgrade into the best Mage boots in the future, plus they look cool. Now that I've finished the Mage training arena goals, I still needed to level magic up, and I wanted to train Slayer higher as it's the last skill I need to complete the remaining quests and hard diaries. All of these tasks given were from Joradel. At the start of this Slayer training portion, I was level 63 Slayer, and the first task was Aberrant Spectres. These are always nice, as they give herbs, seeds and money, and when you get a superior, there's always a chance at a mega rare item, along with some juicy Slayer experience. I gained level 64 Slayer experience on this task, and that's my 102nd task completed. Next up was Blood Veils, and the first task I could use magic on from a distance. I decided to use the blood runes I created whilst editing the last video, along with 1000 burnt pages. This means I have a max hit of 34 and some decent accuracy. Task completed. Third on the list was Black Demons. These always seem to have people killing them here, and it's another safe spottable task. This was nice to do. That's 65 Slayer and another task completed. Back to Spectres for task 105, and congrats to Fear getting his B ring at KC 215. After that task, my Belladonna seed had finished growing, so I was able to complete the Lumbridge Hard Diary for bonus experience at Tears of Guthix and unlimited Cabbage Patch teleports. Next up, I completed the Varrock Hard Diary for an increased access to battle stats per day, should I want them in the future. Back at Slayer, I got my first Worms task, and these have a red D'hide Chaps drop at a 1 in 25 rate. These would have been a nice upgrade, however after 150 worms I didn't manage to get them. Oh well. That's 66 Slayer and task 106 completed. My next task was cow fights, and I needed to kill the cow fight queen for Desert Hard Diary, so thought this would be an ideal opportunity. As mentioned previously, my boss knowledge and PVM abilities are on the lower end, which is why I made an Ironman, as it forces me to learn the content I've actively avoided. My first trip to the Queen, I was trying to use the flinching method of stepping under her and attacking when it was safe, since she has a mechanic that makes every attack 100% accurate. It's a terrible design, but it's a very old boss. I managed to get her down to the second phase and was attempting to use the rune crossbow to deal damage. However, the attack speed was causing the Cowfight Queen to attack me every single time, and with my level being terrible, I wasn't dealing enough damage. I opted to just use the zombie axe and take the accuracy loss as it helped avoid damage. I took so long that the baby Cowfight started to despawn, and I ended up panicking as I couldn't control the boss anymore to easily flinch it. I overstayed my welcome, and at the point where I should have teleported out and reset, I had a brain fart and paid for it by dying. But as the old saying goes, you get back on that horse once you fall off. So I headed back and managed to trap the Cowfight Queen properly. This method is an easy way to kill the boss and guarantees that no matter how long it takes, the boss stays trapped. I will come back in the future, in the very far future, to actually farm this boss, but for now I'll finish the task on the babies. Task 107 completed. Next up was Trolls, which I killed under Keldagrim. I obtained 85 attack here. Task 109 was Cave Horrors, and I got nothing exciting. I was assigned Fossil Island Wyverns, and here I had an opportunity to kill monsters I've always put on a block list. They have a couple of unique items, including a 1 in 12,000 Visage for a superb shield, and I want it. I did get my first seaweed spore drops from these, along with level 67 Slayer. That's task 110 completed, and a message from a lovely viewer. Black Demons for task 111, and Greater Demons for task 112. I managed to gain an extra 11.8 thousand Slayer experience from the weekly Tears of Guthix, and I also collected my herbs and teak logs from Kingdom. After this, I planted my first giant seaweed since I eventually need to level crafting. The first time I harvested them, I gained 62 seaweed. I need a couple thousand, so this will be something I do when I have spare time. It was back to Trolls for task 113, Hellhounds for task 114, and then I took a break to complete the Desert Hard Diary. This allows me to use an NPC to put all my herbs into vials of water for 200 GP each. This is a huge time saver. I took some time to convert all of my herblore supplies into potions, getting me to level 74 herblore, and then I stole some Golavano fruit tops to make botanical pies, so I was able to boost and make 277 4-dose stamina potions. These are a huge upgrade on the account, and I'm glad I finally got them. They also offer me the opportunity to make a decent pool of restoration in my player owned house. It was time to finish Slayer off. My next task was Dust Devils, and these have fantastic drops. Plenty of runes, good items and money to be made here, and they stack nicely so I can use a multi-target spell, enabling fast experience. It was a shame for this task to end so quickly. Task 116 completed. The final Slayer task this week was Greater Demons again. I managed to get level 69 Slayer here for Monkey Madness 2, and then I obtained 80 magic so I could boost to make a Barrows teleport. Task 117 done. I went to Burford as the pub here sells wizard mine bombs quicker than Falador pub. I grabbed a couple and went and added the Barrows teleport to my player-owned house for unlimited teleports to Barrows. There were 2 more tasks I wanted to complete this week, and the first was to get up to level 74 construction so I could upgrade the house pool again so it restores prayer as well. This would save that little extra bit of time on each Barrows run. So it was back to Mahogany Homes for another 55 tasks. I now have 753 points saved out of the 4,500 I need to greenlog that minigame. With construction training finished, I upgraded the pool and built a few new rooms in my house and stored all of the junk outfits I could to make more bank room. My next goal was to cook all the raw food I had in the bank since I only had low healing food available currently. I was happy to do this since I had hurt my wrist learning to play darts, and this is very low effort. Here's level 83 cooking, and for showing off, here's 1 million cooking experience gained in one session. The final level I gained from cooking is level 84, not bad to say I started this at level 76. Next up, I wanted to complete the Wilderness Hard Diary, and I tried to kill the Chaos Elemental using a flinching method. Coming here with absolutely no armour or food was a bad idea, and I died trying to lure it. Again, this is me learning how to do these bosses, so deaths are inevitable. But I stuck with it, went back and got my kill. Scorpio was next, and I didn't realise it hit 20s with poison, and I didn't bring an anti-poison with me. Don't be like me and bring one. This was a close kill, but I got it first try. Chaos Fanatic next. Unfortunately, my range level and gear isn't the best, so this boss takes a little bit of time. It has 2 drops I want, so I will come back here soon. It has split bark top and bottoms at a 1 in 25 drop rate. And finally, back to the crazy archaeologist. I did about 10 kills here since I was geared up and could kill him easily enough. The last task left to do was catch a salamander, and that's the Wilderness Hard Diary completed. I can now choose where to teleport using the obelisks, access a shortcut at Lava Dragons and a free teleport to the Fountain of Ruin, along with max rewards from thieving the Rogue's Chest. I think it's about time for an upgrade. Since I hit level 80 magic earlier in the week, I decided to complete Mage Arena 2. All 3 of these bosses are in deep wilderness. Here's Justiciar, the Saradomin champion, Derwin, the Guthix champion, and his stupid healing balls, and finally, Perizda, the Zamorak champion. I decided to choose the Zamorak cape. I prefer the look of Guthix, but Zamorak one has its uses in the Godwall dungeon. I did the Grand Tree Hot Air Balloon mini quest before I moved on to a Grandmaster quest, Monkey Madness 2. This quest has 2 horrible agility areas to navigate through, and the first one actually has a very good training spot in the area you land in should you fail. You will see me training here in the future. After what felt like an hour navigating that agility puzzle, I used a safe spot to deal with the first quest boss, Crook. I hugged a wall to defeat Cobb, who challenged me to a deathmatch even though he chickened out before dying, and Keith did the same thing. Pathetic, they should be ashamed. The second agility section of this quest is the part everybody hates. If you get seen by a monkey, you get teleported back to the start. I failed this multiple times, but what makes it worse is the fact that towards the end you need to collect gunpowder to blow the docks up, and if you get caught, yep, you guessed it, you lose the gunpowder. I stuck with it and managed to blow the docks up. This cutscene better be worth it. Wait, where's my goddamn explosions? That's better. I got to monkey around and fight on top of a gorilla before I took Neve to help me with the final fight. God, I love that shield she has. Here, we learn how to fight tormented gorillas with Neve's help. These have fantastic drops, including a Zenite gem, which gives the best jewelry in game. I'll have to farm 4 of these in the future. And for those of you with a sensitive disposition, please look away. Goodbye, Neve. It's time for the final boss fight. This boss has 3 phases. The first 2 can be killed from a distance without taking any damage if you set them up right, and the last one is just hit and run whilst playing Mage. I managed to kill this boss on my second try, and with that, that's Monkey Madness 2 completed. I get some juicy XP rewards and a Royal Seed Pod, which allows a 1-tick teleport up to level 30 Wilderness, and it only costs 2 GP to purchase one. I have now reached every skill to a minimum of level 70. I only have 2 tasks left to do in preparation for Varlamore. I want to thank everyone who's been following along with this series. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.